Well, Putin the cat loves Spooky Scalar. I got Spooky Scalar running right there. It's on a step ladder, works perfect. And I got it right there. So it's tuned in. Comes in about 5.85 megahertz. They said it should run usually between 5 and 7. So that's right smack in the middle. You can see the red light that's on there. That means it's tuned in. You really can't see the screen. It's kind of washed out from the camera light. But he's in the field. The field on this, like it goes really wide. It's almost like an egg comes out of here. It's not like a straight beam. So he's in it. Any part of your body that gets in the field, your rest of your body absorbs the scalar. So, Mr. Health Nut Putin, just plain scalar, no molecular frequencies or anything. He's just in a healing. I got this for Miss Gold Digger, but I figured everybody's going to use it. You know, Miss Tiffany Gold Digger, the cat. And I've been looking back at some of my videos. There might have been an indication even on June 6th when I thought she was perfect. She looked perfect on the outside. I looked at something where she yawned. There might have been an indication on her tongue having a problem even back then. But you know, these cats don't talk to you, man. It's like if they talked, if they said, "Hey, my tongue's hurting," I would have saved her because I had to get it a little earlier. Kind of kicking myself in the ass because I should have picked up that she was an older cat. I was doing a lot of extra things for her, but I would have done more if I knew she was an older cat. I just didn't think she was, until she got cancer, and I says, "Oh my God, she is an older cat." That's why she couldn't jump on the bed. So this guy, he's getting Spooky Scalar, and I was sleeping with it. Sometimes he comes on the bed with me, and he's getting Scalar. I don't know if I'm turning into a cat with that. You know, he's sending his cat frequencies to me. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. But he has a sense for picking up. This guy seems to be my healthiest cat in a way because he seems to pick up, like, if it's Live On Labs vitamin C, he likes it. Goldie likes it. I was giving a lot of that to Gold Digger too, man. She got, you know, that last month, crap, she was getting between 3 and 5 packs, so she probably got about 120 packs in a month of that stuff. Man, that's $120 worth of vitamin C she got, you know, just that, including $70 worth of CBD oil and the cat cancer package. And God, man, pissing me off that I should have caught. If I caught that 2 weeks earlier, could have made all the difference in the world. That's where I was going. As soon as I got it, I found out she had cancer. God, I jumped on it, but I should have picked up she was an older cat, and, well, kind of pissed him off. I'm pissed off I didn't do enough, but that's, I guess, a normal reaction. She could have been alive another 5 years. But, anyway, she's watching over you, Putin. She's watching over you. So, we'll see how this works out. I think, you know, it's tough to say, you know, we can't create life, but we can greatly assist it. This scalar energy has a potential to possibly greatly assist life. Also, there's a way you could probably abuse this technology too. I'm a little bit fearful that someday they might make this illegal because they'll find one case where somebody abused the technology. And you know how the elite are. They don't want you to have things that can benefit you. So if they find one person that does something wrong, they'll, you know, because this can greatly cut into the medical bills. This can greatly cut into you know, it's got the molecular transfer. So in other words, if you put something on the receive unit, which is down there, that thing, you put it on the receive unit, it's receiving from the wire, which is that, but it's sending the scalar from that unit back to this one. That's the loop, you know, so it goes out by wire, electromagnetic, and comes back by scalar. So if you put something on that other unit, like in a glass container, it could be medicines, it could be essential oils, the best essential oils, and you don't really have to keep buying that stuff because you can just keep it in the glass container and send the frequency from that molecular molecular frequency from the substance itself, and it permeates the whole body. So if I put CBD oil on there, I can get Mr. Putin the cat the benefits of CBD oil without the THC high or nothing, with just the benefits of the plant all over his entire body. Or now astragalus root, which can lengthen the telomeres where they're critically short. You know, that could save you a lot of money on herbs if you keep them all in a nice tight container with glass, and you just keep using them for, I don't know, years, I guess, till maybe they, you know, I don't know how long the herbs would last, but in other words, it would save you money if you have to take them keep replacing them every couple weeks or every 30 days. You can use the same bottle for like maybe a year or two. So, but we'll see if he starts talking English too. I mean, he's going to get to another scalar plane here. I don't know what's going to happen with this stuff. It's kind of brand new. It's yeah, see, his tongue is no problem there. Man, I'm watching these cats now real careful, but these are a lot younger cats. I think the only guy I got that's might be kind of old is Boots, the Confederate cat, and I put some of that Spark, it's called Spark Herbal Formula from Pet Remedies, it's a holistic cat cancer support from a veterinarian. It's designed by a veterinarian, but it's holistic. I put some of that Boots the Confederate's cat's food today with Doc Willard water for better absorption. He's looking at something outside. I don't know what he's looking at, but so, you know, if I would have gave that to Gold Digger earlier, she would have never got the cancer. Never. I just never realized she was an older cat, and that she was susceptible possibly to cancer. And I guess these guys, well, you know, the other thing is, if you're older and you're not, like say a 20-year-old got cancer, you know, the 90-year-old got cancer, big difference. I mean, you got, you know, if a 20-year-old gets cancer, they got a lot of life reserve, I guess you would call it, that they can, you know, they can last longer where the treatments can actually take effect. With Miss Tiffany Golddigger, the cat, really what I noticed was all her bodily functions were breaking down. No matter how much I fed her, it just was not going into her cells. It was going into some kind of puffy fat. It was weird. I don't know what was going on. Something was wrong with her metabolism. It's freaking weird. I just don't understand that. And I think the only thing I could have saved her with was sodium bicarbonate IV, but I didn't know how to do that. And that vet wasn't going to do it. And I don't know any vet around here that would do it. But I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to administer for people and also cats. I know with cats, you can put them on, you lift up the fur in the back here, and they got a pocket. You can make a little pocket, like a little friend, and you can do the subcutaneous IV, not into the bloodstream, but just under that fur. I could have done that with her possibly if I got the kit, but I was using so much Doc Willard water on her with a spray bottle on the corners of her mouth. I was literally doing that. God, I was probably doing that a couple hours a day. And then she was drinking water, and she was still dehydrated. But she was gulping the water down, so I don't know what was going on. It was sort of like whatever got put into her wasn't going in the right place. It was going in some kind of puffiness. Some kind of like, but they say that you can have that, your metabolism gets all screwed up, and it goes into what you call brown fat, and that just burns up more and more energy. So I ain't sure, you know, but I'm thinking is if I was able to do subcutaneous sodium bicarbonate, well, I don't know. The thing is, I should have caught it earlier. I should have realized she was an older cat. I should have never stopped that carbon C60. I was a little bit dissuaded by it because I was hearing rumors that it wasn't good. But then I realized that was the stuff that was really keeping her alive. She probably would have died a year and a half ago almost if I wasn't giving her that stuff. That was keeping the cell's metabolic function running a lot better, a lot longer, and probably would have continued that way. But there's a limit. There's a limit. Carbon C60 on average, when you gave it to the rats, the rat study, which I think would be about applicable to cats, double their lifespan almost, 93% longer on average. But that doesn't mean forever. And if you start it really, really late, like in other words, I don't know how old she was. You know, they say a cat that can't jump on a bed or chair has got to claw themselves up. It's got to be at least 13 to 15 years old. according to the internet, on my best research. But there's cats that are 18 years old that can jump on top of beds and chairs like nothing, top of counters, and it depends. But she was weak. I knew she had a weak constitution. I just never figured that she was an older cat. That was my miscalculation, big time. I would have done a lot. I was doing a lot, but I would have done even exponentially more. Well, if I knew she was an older cat. That's freaking. I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for not picking it up, dummy. I was like thinking, God, why? No kidding. No kidding. So he's getting scalar treatment though, and this is all thanks to Miss Tiffany Golddigger, the cat, because I'm getting scalar treatment. I bought that all for her, and also the Phanatron bulb for the Spooky. And I will talk about in the future. I'm going to talk about what it did for me specifically. That Spooky. I know that stuff does knock out cancer. I want to talk about that because I know it knocked out a problem I had, especially that Phanatron bulb. And I noticed on Golddigger the cat, I really love that cat a lot. Don't think just because I called her Golddigger that means some bad thing. I love that cat so much. He was like my spiritual partner, I swear to God. And more so than any other of my kitty cats, which I love. But that Phanatron bulb did have a lot of effect on the tumor of on her tongue. But the thing is, I could not get her biological function working. The metabolism was all, her vital organs weren't working right. Maybe the sodium bicarbonate could have fixed that, but the Doc Willard water was, it's alkaline. It's designed to, address the acidity from cancer. Maybe I just was caught too late. My miscalculation was her age. She looked so much like a kitten. I thought she wasn't old. At first, I thought she wasn't even a year old, and she never got bigger. When she first came over, I thought she was going to get bigger. She never got bigger. She got a little head, little feet, little claws, and she's small cat. Then I thought maybe she's 2 or 3 years old. And then thinking back, I'm looking at all the videos, I'm saying to myself, well, no kidding. She wouldn't run around, would play around a lot. She was an older cat. Did a lot, but I would have doubled up, but I would have doubled up more. So anyway, she saved my life though, because I would have never bought that Phanatron bulb. And Putin here is getting a scalar treatment. This guy, if the world holds together and we don't have any kind of crazy problems going on, everything's going like normal, this guy's probably going to live way past the 20 years, Mr. Putin the cat. All the good stuff he's getting, I'm hoping so. Way past that. I think the average cat's life can go to 30 years or more commonly. Right now, it's not that uncommon to get cats to live past 20 years, but if they go past 25 years, that's a big deal. That's a lot. Now, I'm kind of guessing what Miss Tiffany Golddigger, the cat, was. She could have been 17 years old when she came over to me. I don't know. Because they say 13 to 15 at a minimum if they can't jump up on the bed. I don't know what she was. I don't know. And maybe she died when she was 19 years old, which would have put her in her late 90s for human years. I don't know. I have no idea, but she was up there in years. She would have been somewhere between, in human years, when she succumbed to the cancer, somewhere between the early 80s and the late 90s, in human years terms. But I don't go by this religious stuff. It's her time. Bull crap. I always look at that as an excuse not to do nothing. I'm a hands-on freaking guy. It's like I'll turn to God when I got absolutely no options, but I don't turn to God and use it as an excuse not to do nothing. It aggravates the hell out of me. It's like when a situation is utterly hopeless, then I turn to God. But I don't just fall back on God and expect God to freaking intervene and fix things. And if he didn't do it, it's just meant to be. Oh God, I can't stand that stuff. It's our job to make the things right if we have the capability of doing it. And if we don't have the capability of doing it, it's absolutely hopeless. Then, go for it. Go for the supreme being. Because there is something out there that creates life. We might be able to exponentially lengthen life. We might be able to, as humans, live to be 1,000 years old. And when we're 500 years old, we look like we're 45. But that's not forever, you know. Something is going on at a level that we don't understand. And my concept was that Miss Golddigger, the cat, if she would have got out of this problem with the cancer and start coming up better, but you know, no matter how much food I put into her, it was like, it was not, she was trying to go to the bathroom and there was nothing inside of her. So something was going on with her bladder, her intestines, all her bodily functions. And I'm like, God, no matter what I did, I caught it too late. I caught it too late. But she could have been alive another, maybe even 30 years. Because I think there's stuff out there that we can, you know. But once you get to a certain point, I can't create life. I can only, you know, boost it up some. But I'm using the Scalar unit too, and I'm glad I got it. She has saved me and my kitty cats, and maybe some of my family, because I would have never bought this. And I think this unit is the one you want. I'm glad John White did talk about the spooky remotes, because I know they're very weak. I'm not saying they don't work at all, but they are very weak. And he did mention that in one of the videos. I'm saying it's for the cost that you put into it and the effort. They're worth it, but they are very weak. Don't expect them to cure some strong disease. But something like this, where you're actually physically between a strong scalar field, and you can add molecular scalar to it and frequencies to the scalar itself. This could be a help. This is exponentially stronger than those little remotes, and it's more money, but probably exponentially well worth it too. So, went a little longer in this video because I kind of don't plan these videos out, but I'm sorry, but you know, sometimes people are too busy to watch a longer video. But I want to tell you, when I do a longer video, and sometimes I repeat myself because people don't get it the first time. I swear to God, you wouldn't believe how many times people don't get it the first time. But the thing is, when I throw things in here, it's a longer video. I'm throwing in some gems, man. Some gems that you might not pick up on, and it's like I'm not just trying to grab attention for media views. I'm trying to give good information. My channel is not about attention seeking. It's about helping people and getting good information out there in a common sense fashion without being too complicated about it. So, but there's a lot we could do to improve our daily lives, and I think this thing, even though this is not the be-all end-all or anything, this thing is this puppy is a good unit. It's inside of a hard plastic case, and I have been using my Parazapper Uzi 3 while I've been using the Scalar, and I'm going to be doing a video on that pretty soon. That thing is probably going to be my best go-to everyday zapper now, the Parazapper Uzi 3. It's for a zapper. It's, you know, it's, well, we'll talk about that later. And you know, man, I'm still kicking myself about Golddigger, man. My little Tiffany Golddigger. I'm still kicking myself about that. But I guess I didn't do a bad job. But I just so busy that sometimes I just don't pick up on things. And but if she was with some other person, Miss Kitty Cat, tell you the truth, I remember I saw one of my videos. I didn't punish her, didn't even yell at her. She peed on one of my cameras. I had it up on a counter, the Nikon, you know, the ones I was using for, like, I had some cameras I'm using for YouTube. She peed on it and destroyed it. And I was like, I didn't get mad at her. And she's a lot of times she wouldn't make it to the bathroom. And I was thinking she was like just kind of lazy. But I was like, holy smokes, she's older. She's an older cat. But I never punished her for that ever. Some people would have freaking, you know, me not even realizing she's older. And I thought she was always just kind of fussy with the food. I never gave her, I gave her whatever she wanted. I gave her, you know, the people food. She wants more people. I was like, God, you want all my food? Here, you got half my food. And so I was taking pretty good care of her. I never had any of that stuff on video. Because a lot of people would have said, she crapped over there. Why don't you get rid of that cat? I didn't want anybody to know that. She did that a bunch of times. But I'm realizing, and if I caught her, she started going to the bathroom, I put her over the litter box and go, meow. And I was like, hey, use the litter box, boo-boo. And I never punished her for that. And I was figuring out why they got rid of her. But now I'm realizing she was older and she just didn't, you know, she didn't have the energy to, when she felt like she woke up, she was like, I don't feel like walking 10 feet over to that thing and jumping down from the shelf. you know. But I never punished her for that ever. I mean, some other people would have freaking, they didn't get rid of this cat. A lot of women would too. I mean, that depends on which woman it is, but some women are like, you know, not my house, you know. I just cleaned up after all the time. I said, the hell with it. I put the rug in a washing machine or hose it off outside. I put it in the washing machine and use a wet dry vacuum and stuff. I was like, yeah, I mean, dumb. But what gets me is dumbass me should have picked up. She's an older cat. That's why she's doing that stuff. And now I think, boy, she was a strong heroine. You know, I think she's like a cat goddess. She's watching over you guys. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, but I'm telling you, she saved my life. I'm going to talk about this spooky stuff more and what it did for me specifically. You know, a couple times, and now specifically more recently, that I got that Fanatron bulb. And I'm also going to talk about the Parazapper a lot, the Uzi 3C. We're going to put some separate videos out on that stuff. And all these videos, you know, are going up on BitChute. Sometimes the link to BitChute doesn't work, and I got to manually upload them. But, you know, and I looked at the YouTube's recent policies on monetization. They just sent me an email. I'm not even monetized right now, but, you know, I don't think my videos are outside their parameters, but who the hell knows what the hell they're thinking. But the thing is, I'd rather just go with BitChute, with YouTube, but the thing is, I can't trust it. So my videos will be on BitChute under Synergy 7, the same name. That's SYY Energy 7. And, you know, I'm going to try to categorize them after I get Subscribestar rolling, and this way I can pay. Yeah, it's a whole other subject, man. I'll have to talk about that later because I'm going too long on this video. But there's, I'm not going to be off the internet. And, I don't think I want to charge anybody even, you know, if I was going to charge people 25 cents, I might do that, but I don't even want to charge people $1. I would probably rather work doing accounting and making my own money part-time and still uploading the videos. But then, you know, if I get pissed off at YouTube, I'm probably not going to put videos on YouTube. I'll probably put them on other platforms if they treat me very harshly. Depends on what they do. Depends. I'm serious. And anyway, you notice, see I got a cat up here. Here's a cat there. There's a lion there. You got cheetah print. There's actually cheetah blankets underneath here. Cheetah print there. Always liked cats, man. Always did. They're stealthy, smart. You even notice that thing over there? That's the spooky things on a bunch of lions and stuff. Got cheetah rugs down there. See that? Panther. Okay, so I'm into cats, man. I always have been. They used to be allergic to them, but no more because I was taking so many vitamins. The allergies went away. Long video, sorry, but want to put some interesting things out there. This spooky scalar and the spooky Fanatron bulb and the Parazapper Uzi 3. These things are going to be very powerful, and you know, they're not going to be recognized by the medical community because it's a monopolistic racket. It's like it's like these devices. Once people buy them and they use them, they don't really, you know, it might be good that you can diagnose and use the skill of a doctor, but there's gonna be a lot less revenue coming in because they're not. Most of the revenue they get, the 1.4 trillion or 1.5 trillion globally, is going into trillion, not billion. Globally, it's going into pharmaceutical meds. So that's a lot of money. Trillion, T with a T. 1,000 billion times 1.5. That's a lot of money. That's why I don't like this tech. This tech does work, though. You know, over that.